Welcome to my channel. I'm Gary Wiriawan, and today we're here in another everyday photography vlog. I'm going out with some friends and my wife, and we're eating lunch together, and now I want to try to explore the area a little bit. We're on a paddy field right now, and I want to try to photograph this paddy field. Again, this is part of my everyday photography challenge where I try to photograph things while I'm doing my everyday life, trying to include a little bit of photography time, practice time if you will, for my photography skill. And you can check the other everyday photography vlogs up here if you want to watch the other videos. But the whole point of this video is to force myself to not just talk about gear all the time on my channel. I've been talking about so many lenses, so many cameras, so many accessories, filters, tripod and whatnot, and I just want to reduce that. I want to try to go out more often and do photographs and document the process so that you guys can watch it as well. So I'm not just talking about gear, but I'm also doing photography. That's the whole point of this video. Alright, now I just want to explain the gear situation today, which is a little bit different from the usual. So the usual stuff is still the same. The video that's recording this vlog right now is using my DJI Pocket 2 camera right now, and also my camera is still the same. This is the Panasonic G85, my main photography camera for this kind of video. However, something special today is the lens. So a good friend of mine lent me this lens right here. This is the Olympus 12 to 200 mm f3.5 to f5.6, another super zoom lens. So these last few days I've been using lots of super zoom lens, and I've been really enjoying using super zoom lens. The 12 to 200 is no exception. It's such a fantastic lens. I have lots of good time using this lens, and today I don't think it will be an exception. So yeah, I'm going to try to use this lens, explore the possibilities that I can get from using this super zoom lens right here. So now let's try to take some pictures. Alright, so the first composition today, we're going to photograph this paddy field, and then I saw that interesting hills on the background right there and that white flag right there. I want to try to photograph it. So again, with the 12 to 200 mm, yeah, we're going to try to utilize this lens as best as we can. So I'm setting my camera to aperture priority f8, and I'm going to try to zoom until I find the perfect compression. So maybe something like this. I'm setting my camera to electronic shutter so that I can preserve the shutter life of this camera even longer. So again, f8, this is about 100 mm. Maybe I want to try to zoom in more a little bit. This is about 120 or 30 mm, something like this. It's very windy. I hope you can still hear me on the camera. I have the windscreen on the microphone, but hopefully it's still working nice. So yeah, this is the picture that I have in mind. Let's try to take the shot. Right, one more time, just to make sure that we have a nice sharp image. The thing with the 12 to 200 mm is that it doesn't have image stabilizer. Luckily my GX85 have the stabilizing function on the sensor, so it has the IBIS. It really helps to negate the shutter shock or the vibration that I have on the image, things like that. So yeah, let's try to take the shot one more time. I just want to try to make sure. Yep, something like this. One more time. Alright, next composition. So while I'm photographing, I can help but notice that up there are some kites that I want to try to photograph. Luckily with the 12 to 200 I can just zoom in all the way to 200 mm and get a really close up to the things on the frame. So I'm switching the autofocus to all points, and right away I can track that kite right there that I want to try to photograph. So yeah, hopefully you can see what I'm doing on the camera. It's right there near the wires, so let's try to capture the shot. I think the wires helps to give me a little bit of a lines inside the frame. So I'm trying to compose carefully until the kite is not hitting the wire, something like this. Maybe I will remove the wire later on with Photoshop or something like that, with cloning tool. Yeah, the kite keeps moving, so I have to adjust carefully. Nice. Alright, So third composition for today, I'm just thinking, I'm still in the same spot. I'm trying to photograph this paddy field, trying to include more of the paddy field and some of the buildings on the background. However, I noticed that right there are some plants in front of the paddy field that I want to try to include in the frame as sort of a foreground. So yeah, let's try to set up the camera. Still aperture priority f8. And this is the frame that I have in mind. This is about 70-ish or 80-ish millimeter or thereabouts. I'm focusing on one of those plants in front of the paddy field. Let's try to photograph it. Nice. One more time. Really nice. I just like the layered looks of the foreground, midground, background. That's always something that I really enjoy. Alright, let's try to do horizontal composition this time. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work, I don't know. Let's try. This is the whole point of this vlog. It's not about, perfection or getting that perfect shot, but this is more like a experimental practice time, trying things that I haven't tried before and just enjoying myself right here doing photography, things that I really like. Alright, maybe it doesn't really work. I want to try the vertical composition one more time. Let's try to use this motorcycle coming as sort of a foreground, and I think I got it, but it's too tight. I'm gonna wait for another motorcycle to pass by. Alright, so now I'm heading to the actual paddy field. I'm in the middle of the paddy field right now, and as you can see right now, we have this beautiful cloud up above right there. It's making an arch, very beautiful, and also blue sky. We've been blessed with good weather this past few days because it's actually the dry season here in Yogyakarta. So yeah, I'm going to try to take advantage of that arch of cloud right there and try to make a wide angle composition. So maybe something like this with a 12mm. I'm trying to get more depth of field by switching to f11 so that I can get everything in focus, hopefully. And hopefully also there's no dust showing up on the actual image because I haven't cleaned my sensor yet. So yeah, f11, very wide angle. This is 12mm. I'm focusing on these plants right here on the front right there. And I'm including the cloud right there. So this is my composition right here. Very simple, nothing really complicated. I really hope that there's a object in the middle of the paddy field to make the picture more interesting, but I'm happy as it is right now. Looks really nice. Very simple. Now let's try to zoom in a little bit. I saw those trees right there making a nice formation right there. I'm gonna try to get really close right there. I'm switching back to f8. Yep, maybe something horizontal like this. Still at f8. I'm at about 100 something millimeter, maybe close to 150mm. I'm just trying to get the formation of trees right there. Makes for a really interesting picture. Not necessarily perfect, but just something really easy and just looks really interesting and something different from the usual, with the blue sky and the paddy field as sort of a foreground. Nice. Alright, so over there we can see there are some other trees as well, and also there are some formation of clouds behind there that makes for a really nice background, I think. So I'm going to try to experiment with the composition over there. Setting my camera to about 70mm right now, and the aperture still f8. Aperture priority. I'm focusing on one of the trees right there, and this is my composition. It's just a very basic composition where the paddy field is the foreground and the trees are the midground and the clouds behind are sort of the background for a little bit of drama. Let's try. Maybe it'll look nice, maybe it won't. Doesn't really matter because all I'm trying to do right now is just a little bit of practice time for photography. So I'm trying to scout a little bit more to the right or to the left, trying to find the best spot for the picture. Or maybe zooming out a little bit. Let's try 60 or 50mm. The nice thing about the 12 to 200 or any super zoom lens in that matter is the ability to zoom in and zoom out as you wish without having to change lens, and you can go from extremely wide angle focal lengths all the way to telephoto focal length. Let's try horizontal composition. We've been doing a lot of vertical composition today. I want to try to force myself to do a little bit more of horizontal composition. Something like this. This is about 50 or 60 millimeter. Let's try one more time. I'm gonna try to go a little bit to the right where the cloud is more dramatic. Nice. Alright, so one more composition. I'm trying to photograph these flowers right here in front of the paddy field that I just photographed. So I'm really impressed with the macro capabilities, the close focusing capabilities of the 12-200, and I want to try to use that right now to photograph these little flowers right there. I don't know if you can see it on the vlogging camera. They're really small. This is the guy that I'm talking about, if you can see. And yeah, just very simple composition. f8 200 millimeter. Wow, it's just very clear. The close focusing capability really blows me away with this lens. Nice. f8. I hope you can see what I'm doing on the camera. f8, aperture priority, auto ISO. It's just really beautiful. Alright, yep. And that wraps up today's video. So that is all for today's video. I hope that you find today's video to be inspiring and useful and informative. Makes you want to go out and try to take some pictures. That's always been the goal of these everyday photography vlogs. I want to try to inspire you to do the same. It's not about perfection. It's not about getting the excellent picture. No, it's not about that. But this is more about practice time, enjoy yourself, having fun doing photography. That's the whole point of this vlog. So yeah, let me know in the comment down below what photographs that you recently take, and also what have you explored recently with photography, and also comment down below what do you think of today's video. And yeah, regarding of the lens right here, the 12-200 millimeter, today is not really a review of this lens. I haven't really made my thoughts about this lens, but I want to share my full review very soon, so stay tuned on my channel. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to my channel down below. And if you want to support my channel even further, you can use the super thanks button down below, or use the affiliate links as well. They will greatly appreciate it, and they will also help me to build this channel into something even better. Thank you, and see you on the next video. Goodbye.